Today, the people of Paris commemorate Jacques Guillaume Simoneau, mayor of Antibes. He was lynched by a furious mob for performing his duties to France. This march shall symbolise the unity of our society and the hope that the most violent stage of the revolution is past us. Let us make sure that no other loyal servant of France becomes a victim of such hatred ever again. King Louis, 1015-16. He was a good, loyal officer. Those bastards lynched him for preserving the law. Will you join me at the march? Yes. We ought to show we oppose the self-appointed executioners and stand alongside victims. I wonder why the king's taken the trouble to show up. Louis XVI marching arm in arm with the people of Paris. That's unexpected. King Louis. I heard a thing or two about young and ambitious judge of the tribunal. I was curious whether he is guided by justice or by entertainment, as some would say. So King Louis is watching me today for some reason. Brilliant. No notes. As in thing. The defendant is Olivier Mugler, a 65-year-old master locksmith who is famed among Parisian burglars as an expert on unopenable locks. Last month he was commissioned by the owners of a Parisian glassworks, Jean-Louis Roux and Ferdinand Salon, to construct locks for ornate chests for valuables, presumably as gifts for their wives. The craftsman praised his latest creation as thief-proof. Shortly following their completion, the industrialist's houses were hit by a series of burglaries committed by recent newcomer to Paris, Hector Vian. The thief from Orleans was caught in the act and shot by Ferdinand Salon. An expensive Turgot map of Paris with the houses of the recently robbed industrialists marked on it was found on the deceased. Surprisingly, Salon has given Mugler an identical map as advance payment. This deposit was in addition to the agreed remuneration from all employers. Further interesting information came from the owner of the Ginger Margot Inn. She recalled that on the night preceding the burglary, the locksmith met there with a man she didn't recognise. Based on her description, we were able to identify him as the aforementioned Hector Vian. The men allegedly engaged in an evening of drinking sponsored by Mugler. Evidence: a map of Paris found on Hector Vian. Okay. Much more complicated this one than the last one. Alright, let's look at some things here. Yeah, this is way more complicated than the last one. Okay, right, so that goes in the course of events. That goes in the... Does that go in the crime, or does that go in the... That would be evidence. That, I think, would also be evidence. Right, lock construction would be course of events, I think. Because that was something that happened. Master locksmith is possibly evidence, maybe just an extenuating circumstance. Map of Paris, evidence, again, maybe. Yeah, okay. Now, this is when, so this is crime or accusation. Famous thief. Now, these are the two I'm going to be confused with, right? Let me just go read the files again. To construct locks for the chests. The craftsman praised his latest creation, who is Olivia Mugler, as thief-proof. Following the completion, the industrialist houses were hit by a series of burglaries committed by someone else who hasn't been mentioned before, Hector Vrian. The thief from Orleans was caught in the act and shot by Frederick Salon. So, whoops. So famous thief, I think, is either evidence or extenuating circumstance. I think. And then Master Locksmith, I maybe personality, but again, that is his person, like, but I don't know, is that super, fuck it. Okay, I think I've done it right. Okay. Right, that was actually quite difficult. Robbing the bourgeoisie is no crime. Yeah, I don't care what you think, mate. According to the case file, you are citizen Olivier Mugler. Is that correct? Indeed it is. May I have a request? I would like to sit down. I'm an old man. Basic respect for the thing requires that you remain standing. Do the names Salen, Rude, and Rue mean anything to you? Oh, shut up. They sound like the names of my debtors. Debtors? They are the victims of activities that you conducted. You mean locksmithing? Excuse me? Ah. Did you give him the map with the victims' houses marked on it? I gave nothing to Achilles Hector or any other Greek. Calling the witness, citizen Jean Rude. Jean Rude, in the flesh. Will not speak unless called upon. Naturally. What went missing during the burglary? My house was the first one to be robbed, and in my case it was mostly valuables. At Rue's house, he will not say it himself, and I do not want to go to prison. It was letters he had exchanged over the years with King Louis. Damn monarchist. Salen did not lose a thing. He shot that vermin in the act. That is what he said. What happened to the items he'd stolen? That still remains unknown. According to Salen, Hector had nothing to do with him. Ferdinand suspects he had hidden the other valuables somewhere. Forum last house strange. Advance payment. You look upset. What are you afraid of? It all makes for a strange story, and a rather suspicious one too. What are you mumbling? If I say something, will I be free? Testify what you know immediately. The map was Salen's idea. He told the thief about the advance payment we gave to Locksmith and proposed that Hector steal it. And he did? Indeed, but then the bastard robbed us. Later we were forced by Salen not to pay the locksmith because he sent the thief after us, and that's when it all went down the drain. It sounded like Citizen Salen had everything planned. However, there's no evidence to support the claim. Perhaps it's Citizen Rude that is plotting against his father and wants to frame him. And Vion is dead, so he won't be able to shine any light. Yeah, it's not evidence, to be fair. Just someone saying something isn't. Did you tell Hector Varane how to open the locks in the victim's trunks. I understand what you're implying, but consider this. If he sold the secret of my locks, then my business would be over. Word will spread fast amongst thieves. I'm actually, yeah, I can believe that. Rumour has it you're one of the best locksmiths in Paris. I should deny it for modesty's sake, but I will not. That cannot be true, though as a random thief from Orleans was able... Though as a random thief from Orleans was ably opened... fuck me, that's a bad sentence. Well then, you must have been one of the best thieves in Orleans. Let's be serious, Monsieur Lelouch. Every lock can be picked with the right talents, even mine. Do you recognise this map? No, I don't recall ever seeing it before. Ferdinand Salem claims he gave you this map as advance payment for your services. He claims what? That wicked wretch of a second-rate merchant. He gave me a scrap of paper as payment for making 3 locks, and he said it's supposed to be worth more than 3,000 francs he owes me. Honest labour is being judged while frauds remain at large. Silence. So does the map belong to you? No, it doesn't. So where is the map that you received from Citizen Salem? I lost it, but it wasn't worth a loaf of bread, so I surely won't shed a tear. But if you have it, maybe you stole it from me. You better make note of that. Olivia Mugler demands that from Ruined Salem. Right, if you didn't know the map, then it's pointless asking him this. These two are worth asking him, though. You were commissioned by the victims to make chest locks. Who installed them? It was me, naturally, and in all agreement with the contract. My job was to prepare and install the locks, and the employer was only to come and see whether the work was completed. And pay, of course. Was the installation carried out at your workshop? No, on-site at the client's property. None of those idlers bothered to deliver the trunks to my workshop, so I had to strain my old legs. Does that mean you know the addresses of the victims? How else would I get there, blindfolded, on a wagon? How much did you charge for those services? 3,000 francs. It's quite a substantial fee. Indeed, and that's how much it costs to have high-quality locks made by a master with nearly 50 years of experience. And they didn't pay me a single franc. They didn't pay you? Not a franc. I beat the money right out of them, but I'm too old for it. Did you know Hector Vian before? It's the first time I've heard the name. That's interesting, as you were seen draining several bottles of wine together at the Ginger Margot Inn. Is that a crime? No, but the question is, why are you denying it now? Was your drinking spree just a deception for discussing the burglary? Nobody I had a drink with introduced themselves as Hector. I didn't plan any heist with Hector, Victor, or Hugo. I'm a locksmith and I earn good money from it. Burglaries are for vagrants without a job. Is there any point asking him this question? Fuck it. Were you the one who marked the addresses of the 3 victims on the map? I didn't mark anything. The houses of your clients are marked on the map. I don't know who marked them. Maybe you should ask the person you found the map on. Do you not think there are too many coincidences in your story? You obtain a map, but lose it, and then it's found on the thief who has robbed your clients. I know nothing of coincidences. I make only locks. Okay, so here's the sense I'm making of this so far, right? Let me just get the case file up a second. Here's the sense I'm making of this so far. I love this, by the way. This is great. I'm way into this game. So here's what I'm thinking, right? This thief is a brilliant thief. Now this locksmith, like this thief is supposed to be this brilliant, you know, yeah, this thief is supposed to be this brilliant thief known for the stuff he did in Orleans, right? Now, this Mugler guy, I think he said he didn't have a map, actually. Do you recognize the map? No, I don't recall seeing it. Yeah, so he did receive a map from Salem, the person that shot the thief. However, it was lost. Which means... I don't know, man. Like... So it seems reasonable to me, right, that this man had this map because he needed to know where his clients were to go to them. This thief from Orleans, Hector Vrian, whatever guy that was shot, stole that map off him and then broke into those houses knowing that they were rich people's houses because they were going to pay him however much money. Like, because he mentioned that he had a drink with him at a bar. And he's right about the burglaries of Vagrant. Like, if he earns good money from doing this job, why would he... One, why would he rob people in general, especially at 65 years old? You know, he's so late into his life, what'll be the point? Two, why would he rob his own clients? That would kill his business. I don't know. I feel like this man is innocent. There's a couple like weird things about his story, but they're not weird enough. And you know that guy did claim. The other guy did claim things about him, but again, I can't go off just what one person says. I gotta go off the evidence, and evidence says that this guy is probably innocent. So I find him not guilty. Not guilty. Lead him away. They would not pay him, so he had them robbed. Yeah, I mean, you know. But again, if he wanted payment, he could just take it up with normal means. Why would he do that? My revolutionaries hate me again, but whatever. They need to stop being on the wrong side, obviously. Okay. An authentic map by Turco. It would be a pity if it rotted in a safety deposit box. We can't do that. These are court deposits. Well, Matilda did tell me long ago to take care of my study at home. There you go. I know someone who can remove those marks without damaging the map.
King Louis XVI. There were people who truly loved him. He reminded the French they had noble ancestors. Do not be manipulated by people who are not bearing the burden of responsibility. This saddened me. Someone had advised him to say that. Someone who was well aware of the cold, inevitable wind of change. I did not pity the king, but those who will come after him, as they will not have great ancestors.
Frenchmen march in the streets of Paris side by side, one line after another, to commemorate Jacques Simenon, mayor of Artame. He was murdered by a furious mob, punished for a law he did not enact, but was obliged to observe. Freedom of speech killed him. If we understand this as the right to cast stones to show one's discontent, the right to murder people because you deem them responsible for your miserable life, surely the people of Paris prefer if we said nothing happened. Sounds rather good with Viola. He is both talented and enthusiastic. I prefer that he was enthusiastic about the law books I gave him. Maybe his destiny is becoming an artist and not a lawyer. Mother likes to hear me playing. There is nothing more boring than law. See, we would rather let his career rely on the humours of the people. There are many ways to rescue France. Believe me, our country desperately needs something to enable it. ennoble it. The power is in the hands of a simple, illiterate people. Let him rescue their souls with music. It's better than boring laws and causes. See what you are doing? You're spoiling my child. I do not have my own children to spoil, so I'm focusing on yours. Speaking of which... Oh, no. You may find yourself an action forced upon you. So I can't pick anything else, I have to do this.